Have myself. My name is James Turner. I'm one of the co-founders. I'm the chief community officer and the bot developer for Brass Energy. I want to thank you all for being here. We're excited to share our latest updates with all of you. That's kind of what this AMA is about. It's every week, every Monday, where we go over weekly updates. We go over the Genesis collection NFT that we will be going into some depth a little later about to give you some information around that. And we take questions from the community regarding any of this, anything you want to know. We do this every Monday um, at this specific time. Now, before we introduce our team, I want to give a quick reminder also about the weekly raffle that we hold. We've been going for a couple weeks now, where we give away a Brass Genesis NFT that offers lifetime benefits, including access to our bot platform and future AI tools, which we already have a few of, and we are in the process of developing many more. And to enter, all you have to do is simply engage with us during this AMA, ask questions, contribute to the conversation, and basically just be an amazing community member. How you can participate in this AMA, simply raise your hand to ask a question at any time, and Mark, our community manager, will keep track uh, of everyone that raised their hands. And when we get to the Q&A portion of today's AMA, we'll bring you up to the microphone. Now, if you're more comfortable typing, you can ask your question by replying below in the Twitter space. If you look at the chat icon, the little bubble icon on the bottom right of this Twitter space, you click there, it'll bring you to the actual Twitter post that this AMA is being held on, and you can ask your question right there, which is where we encourage everyone to do so. Um, if you are uncomfortable posting on Twitter, you can also ask on Discord, but we do highly encourage everyone to please post directly on Twitter. It helps with our reach, it helps with the engagement, and it pushes the algorithm to show us to more people. So that really helps us. So if you have any questions, please post it there. Also, please feel free to smash those emojis. Just smash them all the time. If you like anything, give a thumbs up, a heart. It really helps us on the stage know when we're doing a good job, and also helps, once again, the algorithm pushes out to more people. So without further ado, I see all the hearts and the hundreds, hearts and hundreds. Can we get some more hearts and hundreds? Crypto Mufti, Joy, hearts, 100s. Come on, guys. Anyway, so thank you guys all for being here. But without further ado, let's introduce our fantastic team who we have with us today. We have Brett, our founder and our CEO. We have myself, which I've already introduced, and then we have Mark, our community manager. So to kick things off, I'll hand it over to Brett, our founder and CEO. Brett, please introduce yourself, and if you could also just give us a quick overview of Brass Energy for those in the audience that might be new.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, James. And again, thank you guys so much for joining us for our first AMA held on Twitter. So, a little bit more about me that you guys may not know. I've actually been in crypto since 2015. I was just graduating college, didn't have a lot of money, but had some from graduation. And lucky for me, I put it in this little thing called Bitcoin and then reinvested into Ethereum and Ripple. Saw it skyrocket in value, and I was like, I'm hooked. And then from there, got into various other projects, was a moderator, community manager, liaison to different core teams. I did investments for a little while where I kind of did due diligence and helped people add cryptocurrency to their portfolio. But the biggest thing for me was I was actually part of a project called ICOT, where the idea was a tokenized investment fund. Now, this was, for those of you who remember back the 2017, 2018, real wild, wild west days. But I was one of the first early investors in that, was a part of the team, built that community up to over 50,000 and took it to over $100 million market cap. And the idea was is that I was flying high, I was loving everything that I was doing, and then right about a month before my tokens were unlocked to their vesting schedule, the founder ran away with all the funds. And so, for those of you that may not be familiar with the term, it's a rug pull. And it was one of those moments where I realized that the story that I had was so similar to those out in the space, where they had been in a couple projects, saw it skyrocket in value, saw the potential of cryptocurrency, blockchain, Web3, and now AI, but they just needed to be able to bring some other components into it. And the more people that I talked with, the more I realized that there were some incredible projects and incredible people that could be able to make incredible changes. And so from that experience was able to link up with James, Mark, our other co-founders and core team members and really share this idea of building a vetted talent ecosystem where the idea is that we could truly create opportunity for anybody in the world by creating a place where we could be able to source, validate, and match talent, businesses, and opportunities in the broadest sense. So whether you're brand new to crypto and Web3, you've been in the space, you're investing, you're trying to look for opportunities, what we want to do is be that central hub and connect you to great projects, as well as other people that you can be able to learn from, work with, and continue to make an impact worldwide. So that's a little bit more of my background, what we're building. As James said, we'll be doing these on a weekly basis. We'll keep these as interactive as possible and happy to be able to share more about what we're building, what we've already built, and give you guys updates every step of the way. So with that, I will kick it over to James to be able to introduce Mark. Take it away.
Sure. Thank you so much. And also, guys, before Mark introduces himself, who's our chief, or he's our community manager, um, if you can, if you want, if you will, um, drop any questions you have at any time. If you don't feel comfortable coming up on the stage, drop them directly in the uh, responses to this tweet. Any questions? It could be about Brett. It could be about my background. It could be about the project. It could be about anything you want to know. And remember, all of that engagement really helps us, and it also helps you get onto the raffle next week for the free NFT. So, without further ado, Mark, you want to go ahead and take it away and introduce yourself?
Hey James, thank you so much. I'm actually using the official Brass Synergy Twitter because I'm having some echo issues with like two Twitter spaces all at once. I do apologize. But my name is Mark Vincent Bergoli. You can call me Mark. I've started crypto since like 3 years ago with like Play to Earn and started with like Axie Infinity, and then after that, like got rug pulled with so many projects, so many Legion projects, and yeah, and then after that is worked with James for a couple of years, partnered with him with Accelerate, and now we're building Brass Energy. So most of you guys know me, but yeah, that's basically it.
Awesome. Thank
Thank you,
you, Mark.
James.
And I will go ahead and just give a brief introduction. I know I introduced my position here, but my background in Web3 started back in 2017, 2018. I got my start with Steemit.com, which was the first ever social media blockchain. I didn't come in because of Bitcoin. I didn't come in because of Litecoin. That was really big back then too. I didn't come in because of BitConnect. That if anybody's OG, you might remember that. I really only came in because I really enjoyed the intersection and saw the power of the intersection of blockchain technology and crowdsourced media. Um, and that's why I really, really got onto Steemit.com. Unfortunately, that whole system um, kind of got exploited by the whales, as happens. But it didn't deter me from the tech. It didn't deter me from the love of community. So fast forward to 2021, NFTs came on the scene. It was everything I loved about social media on blockchain. It's everything I loved about blockchain in particular, which is the community and people coming together in a decentralized manner to build cool things without any type of top-down structure. Just people really being able to be rewarded for um, their commitment and their engagement. And so I jumped in head first, quit my full-time job as working for Procter and Gamble, and as a director of talent and culture, and came on as a community manager for Creatures, which was the very first NFT project on Solana. From there, I built out Accelerate, which became one of the largest, if not the largest, community management company in Web3, where I met Mark, and the rest, shall we say, is history. I've been with Brass since June of last year, so just about a year. Um, and I love the vision. I love the team, and I'm so stoked for what we're building here. And I love the community first and foremost. So fantastic. So now that we have the all of the introductions out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to today's updates. So this part of the AMA, guys, for everyone that's new, basically, we will just give updates on anything that's happened in the past week, any big news, any big changes, or even small changes, small news, things that we find interesting that you guys might find interesting as well. Our big thing here is that we're community first, and so we want to share with you as much as possible as we're building this out, so that you're never in the dark. And so we can also get your input by dropping those comments and questions below. Anyway, without further ado, Brett, do you want to take this? Go ahead and kick us off with the latest news that you have for Brass Energy.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, James. And again, like you said, guys, this is going to be an ongoing thing. We really want to show that every single week we are making progress, whether that is taking feedback from you guys, being able to take to the team ideas, questions that you guys have, so we can build something for all of us. So, right now, we are in the phases of being able to continue to build on the development side, the community side, as well as preparing for our seed round. And I'll kind of break it down into those areas. So on the development side, we've been building a international council. For those of you that haven't been on previous AMAs, the whole vision for what we're building with this is taking a phased approach that allows us to build this dynamic ecosystem where opportunity is everywhere. If you're looking for jobs, you're looking for investment opportunities, you're looking for real people to be able to hang out with, how can we be able to connect you to that? And so, what that looks like is being able to build our AI bot, which James has done an incredible job. We are only scratching the surface with that. Building out an interview as a service where we automate the entire interview process, feeding into different algorithms so that way we understand companies, individuals, and businesses at such a deep level that we can be able to connect you to things that make sense that you may not even be aware of. Launching our marketplace where you can be able to hire and transact and interact with people in a decentralized way that accepts both crypto and fiat, as well as launching our Creator Academy where you can be able to learn. And then finally, one of the big things for us is really being able to integrate with large enterprise organizations, not just in Web3, but taking it to traditional businesses. So that way, everybody in the world, when they think of being able to hire, they think of going to Brass first and really creating opportunities for people like yourself that are here early on that we can be able to build with. So for this week specifically, where we've been able to go is we've expanded our international council. So for those of you that weren't here last week, we've been constantly in communication with some of the top brands in the entire world, really trying to get industry leaders to embrace what we're doing and be able to pick their brains and give you access to them. So as of right now, we have agreements with individuals from PwC, McKinsey and Company, Microsoft, as well as I'm actually having a call on Friday with Marshall Davis Jones, which for those of you who don't know, he runs Tonal Influence, is one of the best speakers in the entire world, has worked directly with Chris Voss. For those of you who don't know who that is, he was the FBI's leading hostage negotiator. And I'm trying to be able to work out an agreement with him to be able to join our council and be a part of the Genesis Club. So big, big brands in Web 2. We're also talking with several big Web3 companies and communities to be able to get them into it. So on the development side, that's been our main focus. The idea being that if we can connect with these people, all that information and knowledge we can share with you guys, it helps our NFT, it helps our community grow, which then feeds into all the data and the tech so that way everybody has a better experience. On the community side of things, you guys have probably seen our Twitter blow up. We've been consistently growing both in Discord and in Twitter by between 10 and 15% a week. We've actually got some other partnerships that I can't formally announce because they're not super finalized, but we do have tentative agreements with a great freelancer community to provide opportunity there that has over 100,000 members that are looking for opportunities exactly what we're building, as well as other larger NFT communities that we're in communications with. And then finally, on the operations and fundraising side, we actually were able to close some investors this past week. I'm in talks and have been invited to events just in the next 60 days to Miami, Vegas, Dubai, New York City, and San Francisco to be able to pitch to massive, massive funds that are looking to be able to invest. But as James said, we're always going to try and be able to grow in a community first manner and be able to make sure that any capital we bring on is more than just money. They buy into the vision, they're doing things so we don't run into situations that we've experienced firsthand, where you have a whale that owns a certain amount of equity or a certain amount of the token supply and manipulates it. We want everybody to win here. And so, on an update standard, that's what we've done just in the past week that I can be able to share. We've been working on NFT art that I know we shared a couple weeks ago. We should have another update for you guys on the next Twitter Spaces. But for right now, James, I think I could kick it back over to you. That's off the top of my brain what we've been able to go through.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Mark, do you have any updates on the community side?
Well, Brett actually took everything, right? I just want to say congratulations to us. We're actually reaching 3,000 members. Insane. Like
3,000 members on Discord, yeah?
3,000 members on Discord and then 14K here on Twitter.
Crazy. That's
Crazy.
amazing. That's really, really cool. So awesome. Yeah, great job to the community team. Thank you so much. So with that, we're going to take a short kind of break between this and our next section, which is going over the any updates in the Genesis collection, where we're at on that, how that's going, a little bit more information on the Genesis collection, what it is, why it matters, and why you definitely need to get one. To take some questions. So we're going to take a short break. Please, if you guys have any questions at all, we have about 9 or so minutes to take some questions. Um, Use that little chat icon in the bottom right, the little bubble icon, chat bubble. Click on that, go to the main post, and just post a reply just like you would on any tweet and put your question there. It helps us out tremendously to get those questions directly on Twitter versus on Discord. So please do that. And also, before we answer questions, we have like what 12, 16, we have 19 people in this Twitter space right now, and we have 10 likes and 8 retweets. So would be cool if you guys are, really wanting to support us, if you can go click that heart on this Twitter space and click that retweet, it really goes a long way. I'd love to see that at 19 on each. Be fantastic. So anyway, so Mark, do we have any questions? Or I'll let you try to gather those. And then while you're gathering those, let me go ahead and ask one that I thought about kind of when Brett was talking. Um, so Brett, when you were kind of giving the update on Brass Energy, it's clear the vision that we're going after and our mission, which is to be a leader in the Web3 talent space. There are many other platforms that already do really well at kind of talent, connecting people with jobs, etc. So, what sets us apart? what sets Brass Synergy apart from platforms like Upwork or Brain Trust?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think to be able to solve any problem, you need to not just look at the problem itself, but you need to look at the root cause as well as what happens after that. So don't get me wrong, Brain Trusts, Indeed, Glassdoor, there's a lot of great platforms out there. But what I find is that if you think about the people that are on there, they're looking for opportunities, but they're also looking for opportunities at different stages. You could have somebody who has no idea what they really want. They literally just need to find a way to feed their family, all the way up to somebody who has a job right now but is miserable and is looking for a complete pivot in their career, or somebody that's just looking to be able to up level. What we're doing is we're unifying that. And probably the most powerful thing is the fact that we're unifying Web 2 and Web 3. And what that does is it opens up so many more resources and opportunities for everybody. If you're a big brand that is looking for developers, why can't you be able to utilize smart contract devs? If you're a designer, maybe you're an artist or a creative director of top NFT communities. Why can't you be able to get an opportunity with Pixar, with Disney, with Marvel, like big brands, so you could be able to see how the other side works? Bring in some of the ideas that we have because there's more than enough opportunities out there to be able to win. And so by unifying both parties, by being able to help educate people, lead them up to the interview process so that way they can be able to excel, handle the connection point, and then more importantly, not stop them after they get a job. Be able to continue communicating with them and supporting them. Maybe they could stay in the organization and you could go in at grunt one level, but you can work your way up over a matter of months or years to where you're really being able to grow all the way up to a C suite position. And so by having that relationship, understanding people at a deeper level, and affecting every part of the value stream that would occur, we're able to provide a lot more deeper service to people. We can attract more users, which in turn creates more opportunities for everyone.
Fantastic. Amazing answer. Thanks so much, Brett. Once again, guys, I think we have a couple questions. Mark, I'll let you take those. But before we go to those, I just want to remind everyone that your participation here not only boosts our engagement on Twitter and gets us out to more people, um, but also remember that engaging with us during the same May gets you entered into our weekly raffle for the Brass Genesis NFT. We give that away every week. We'll be giving away a free Genesis NFT app tonight as well. So every Monday, but you have to engage and you have to participate in order for you to enter that raffle. So thank you. Thank you so much in advance. Mark, do we have any questions lined up from Twitter or Discord?
Yeah, we actually have two on Twitter. All right, let's get started with that question. First is with Captain Reeps. Are there plans for integration with virtual worlds or gaming platform?
Yeah, so I'll take that one. We have had communication with a lot of major platforms. And what I mean by that is that for us, as virtual reality gets more popular and more mainstream, how can we be able to not only allow people to have opportunity there, but take some of the concepts that we've developed and be able to see them in that world? So, what that looks like is case in point, our CMO Trevor was previously a CMO at a brand within Futureverse. Joey, our technical advisor, has extensive experience and relationships with Futureverse's ecosystem. And so we'd love to be able to create some sort of collaboration with them, be able to take our NFT, our future designs, be able to be the go to person within their ecosystem. So when they're trying to be able to scale up or down, we can help them. When they're trying to be able to host a mint on the Root network, we could be able to help them. And not even just them. Like as you guys see, we have lots of relationships across multiple chains. And so that is in the works, but I want to be very clear that we're early on in communications. Nothing is official, but we have relationships with them and multiple other Discord communities because we see the popularity of games being able to be launched. And if you really look at what we're building, we see a vision of not only collecting people to opportunities, but anything in Web3 becoming the hub for it. So if you're releasing a game and you want beta testers, right now we have over 500,000 Web3 professionals that are in our space. We've got multiple communities with gaming communities. Why not be able to go to them first and say, hey, get early alpha or beta access to it, give us some feedback. And then because of that, maybe we get early access to our entire community. So things like that are in the works, and we want to continue to pursue that further.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So real quick, guys, if there are any other questions, Mark, um, thank you so much for asking that question. But we do have to take um, a kind of a detour away from the questions just for a second to stay on track. We'll pause here and move to our Genesis collection updates. And don't worry, everybody, unanswered questions will be addressed afterwards. So please keep them coming below to improve your chances on getting that free lifetime Genesis NFT. Just once again, just click on that chat icon in the bottom right. It's just a little chat bubble. Click on that, drop your question directly here on Twitter, and we will answer that shortly, immediately after the Genesis specific updates. So, without further ado, Brett, could you share a little bit more about the Genesis Pass, some benefits that would come from holding the pass, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, the Genesis Pass to us is the highest level asset that you could hold within the ecosystem. And I saw that we had a question already, and I'll kind of address it as we're going with regards to what challenges did we face while developing the Genesis Pass, and how did you overcome them? And the first big one, and kind of ties into the benefits, is we didn't want to exclude anybody. So what I mean by that is that while we're building, we're focusing on our end users, which are people that are actively looking for opportunities in Web3, whatever that means to them. But we also didn't want to enjoy people that would be looking at Brass Synergy as a connection point, and anything that we release is purely a speculative investment that they wanted to be able to flip. And so, because of that, if you are looking at the Genesis Pass as something that you could be able to buy and flip, you have that benefit because it would give you lifetime access to the ecosystem. It give you 0% placement fees. It would give you advertising credits. And the value of those advertising credits are actually worth more than the NFT itself. So, case in point, every NFT that you purchase comes with $1,000 advertising credit, but they stack. And so, the more that you have, you could have 10, 15, 20. And when you combine them and create a profile, you could have $50,000 in advertising credit and be able to flip that NFT that you paid $1,000 for potentially significantly more. Now, for those that are looking to be able to use the platform and what we're building, it gives you greater awareness. It gives you more publicity for any opportunity that you post your profile with. It gives you access to all these features that we mentioned earlier on before they go throughout our entire community. So you're going to be on the front lines having conversations with the co-founders, being able to help personalize different things on the platform, be able to get permanent boost to your profile. But most importantly, it's zero fees for any hiring that you do and any transactions that you make. So imagine like the best comparison that I could give is you went on Upwork right now, phenomenal platform, and you were hiring freelancers. Instead of paying 5, 10, 15, 20% every time you transacted, you pay zero fees. Would that be worth 250, 500, $1,000 to you? Like if you hired one job, it could basically pay for your Genesis Pass. On the other hand, if you are looking to build a business, standard hiring fee is 10%, sometimes even more. we've seen now the salaries have risen dramatically in Web3. So if you're a business or you're looking to be able to hire, saving even 2.5%, let alone 0% on your placement fees, it's a no-brainer. And there's so much more that we've got in the pipeline, but I'll leave you with one last major benefit, and that is the Genesis Club. So all of the individuals that I've spoken of previously, trying to be able to get connected with PwC, Microsoft, Marshall Davis Jones, McKinsey and Company, top Web3 brands, really being able to look and see what are people most interested in? How can we be able to provide value to you? If you're wanting assistance with development or marketing or legal, tokenomics, investment due diligence, being able to go to thought leaders and say, I've got a group of a couple thousand people that want to hear you jump on an AMA and ask you questions for 30 minutes. Where if you were trying to do that on your own, it could be multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars just to be able to get on their radar. And having access to them and exclusive benefits with it through those partnerships are just some of the things that the Genesis Pass and the Genesis Club can be able to offer you guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Brett. I kind of have a two-part question follow-up for that. Um, so the Genesis Pass is a limited edition NFT. And I know that we have spoken about, and with it being a Genesis Pass, it kind of alludes to there will be other passes or other memberships in the future, right? Or else, why would you have a Genesis Pass if there's not any other kind of pass or some type of membership in the future? So, if that's the case, and is that the case, first of all, will there be other kind of passes or memberships in the future? And if people do have the ability to acquire similar passes, how does Brass Synergy plan to maintain the value and exclusivity of the Genesis Pass as the platform grows?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And James, I don't know if you came up with that on the spot or if you heard that, but whoever asked that, you're really hitting the nail on the head. And this was one of kind of the challenges that we had as we built this out, because we wanted it to be intuitive, but we wanted it to have value not only now, but in the long term. So the answer is yes, we will have different membership tiers. So our business model is a freemium model where you can have a free membership at the lowest end, or you can have a Genesis Pass membership, which is the highest that you can ever have. So as we continue developing and building, the benefits to Genesis holders will grow. And when we're talking about things like Genesis Club access, being able to have 0% transaction fees, 0% placement fees, those will never be offered again. This isn't a marketing tactic to where we're just saying it and then we're going to release another membership in the future and it's going to be like, but wait, there's more kind of thing. This is something where we're only releasing a finite amount, and once they're held, they're held. We fully expect, based on the communications that we've had with community members, investors, everyone is wanting to be able to hold and stake them long term. And I think that's really when you know that you have a good community and you have a good project. And the fact that we have a roadmap in place to where take any one component, it's just the beginning. Because hopefully, if we do our job right, if you're looking to try and find opportunities, like specifically work opportunities, we should be able to help find you that relatively quickly. But maybe you want to be able to uplevel yourself and be able to get a promotion. Maybe you want to find airdrop opportunities, bounties, test nets, giveaways. Maybe you want to be able to take what you've learned in a traditional role, and as we build out our Brass Academy and we start releasing our content creator economy, you want to take that and you want to be able to help teach other people. So you don't want to rely on any other business or entity other than yourself. We can offer that to you. And the data, the networking opportunities, and the information that you get isn't something that is going to go away. it's only going to continue to expand. Right now, as Mark said, we have 3,000 people on our Discord. We have over 500,000 people connected through different opportunities. We've got another 500,000 that has a tentative agreement to be able to join. So that's 1 million people. Imagine if we could be able to just get 10% of that to be able to join our platform. That's access to 100,000 people, I'm sure well over 50 countries. So if you're looking to travel, you're looking for work, you're looking for investment opportunities, you're looking for whatever, we can be the hub for that. So the value of the pass and the project is only going to grow as we start to be able to get more and more tech built out and more partnerships that are created.
Amazing. That was such a great answer. Thank you so much, Brett. Mark, do we have any questions from the community?
Yeah, I'm actually getting tons of questions from the community. I've actually sent it to Slap as well for your review. But we have one question from Amabe. I think this is going to the Genesis Pass. What challenges did you face while developing the Genesis Pass and how did you overcome them? I think this is a question for both Brett and James as well.
Yeah, I touched on this earlier, but the single biggest was the difference between people that are wanting to use the platform long term, as well as those that are looking at it for speculative opportunities. And so, overcoming it, we had to create utility for both, which, if you're wanting to be able to speculate, would be the advertising credit, the Genesis Club, and being able to buy and hold and stake and get various benefits. Or if you're wanting to be able to use the platform, the value continues to go up with 0% placement fees, transaction fees, lifetime access, and exposure on the platform in the broadest sense. But James, I'll kick it over to you if you have anything else you want to add.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing. I'm a community guy, so the biggest challenge that we had was, and we're still having. This is ongoing, guys. Like this is never settled, which is why we have these AMAs, um, and which is why we always ask you to drop your questions and give us suggestions and tell us what you think. We really mean that. So the biggest challenge is really identifying the what you guys want, what you truly, and not just what you want but what you need, like what you really need as freelancers, as gig economy workers, as web3 professionals. What do you need to actually get your to move you forward in your career path in this space? And so that's, to me, has been the most challenging, and it's something that we work on every day, something that is at the core of our conversations. And yeah. And how we overcome it is doing exactly what we're doing right now, and trying to get as much information as possible. For example, we just did a small update. You guys haven't seen this. We did a small update to the bot of trying to capture the different job, when you guys go in and you set up your profile and you do the drop down on selecting which job types that you're interested in, right? Something as small as actually capturing that and including it in our weekly report that we disseminate to the team every week, and that we have a meeting with every Monday, and we discuss those stats and how we can better suit those specific people, because that's what they're actually interested in, right? Something as small as that, that we just put together to, like, in the last couple of days. Just small little things, but they make a big picture, and the big picture is you guys are at the forefront. So that's how we're overcoming it, and that's the biggest challenge. And so drop your questions and suggestions, guys, below, please. It really helps us.
Yeah, and I see a couple of other questions that Mark has sent over. So, with regards to the Genesis Pass, the question is, how do you plan to keep Genesis Pass members holders engaged and active within the community? So that's a good question. The main thing is, as we talked about, the job platform is just one component of it. And this kind of ties into another question that I saw with regards to uh, being able to uplevel yourself. So I'll kind of combine both of these together. So the first question was, again, how do you keep Genesis Pass members engaged and active? And the other question is, some people are looking to become freelancers or workers, especially under college students. but they worry they don't have enough skills to get hired. Is there any way to help them? And so the answer to both of those is yes. So the idea is that James and Mark have already created a phenomenal community management course that we have taken several people through, and we've actually helped, I believe the number is 5 or 6 people find full time jobs based on completing that course. As James said, he is a world renowned community management trainer. And so being able to go into how do you interact? How do you create real communities? And what we want to do is we want to do that for each of the major verticals. So if you're a developer, we want to be able to help you there. If you're in marketing, business development, finance, legal, strategy, operations, whatever it may be. And we really want to take these questions, connect with the absolute best so we can identify what makes these people successful based on the data that we're getting. So we could talk with a Futureverse or a Yuga Labs or major companies that are hiring and say, what are you exactly looking for in the interview process? What traits, what skills are you trying to be able to look for when you interview? And then integrate that into the training. So that way, when you graduate and complete these courses and trainings, you're able to understand and apply that to be able to get roles. So that's how we're getting people engaged and keeping them engaged. Because I think anybody that's been in Web3 knows that the space moves so fast. And just when you think you know something, you realize that it's completely transformed. So being able to not only help people get jobs, but get promoted and pay it forward is how we'll keep them involved.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Brett. I'm going to answer this next one really quick because it's a pretty simple one. Will there be giveaway in Genesis Pass soon? Yes, in fact, there's a giveaway on the Genesis Pass tonight. Immediately after this AMA, we're going to be going over to the Discord, our Discord community, the Brass Synergy Discord community, to spin the wheel to give away a free Genesis NFT worth thousands of dollars. So, yes, definitely. We do that every Monday. All you have to do is do exactly what you just did right there. Um, uh, and just ask a question and engage, and hopefully you will be chosen to be on that wheel. Just engage, ask questions, give suggestions, and be an amazing community member. The next question is from P Girl. Um, all right. I have a question. I'm trying to understand what is going on here. Actually, a friend of mine introduced me to Brass Energy. No, that's not P Girl. That was Creative Pie. I got confused there. Sorry, Creative Pie. I have a question. I'm trying to understand what is going on here. Actually, a friend of mine introduced me to Brass Energy, so I want to ask what Brass Energy is all about. What do you offer?
Yeah, I'll take that one, James. So Brass Energy is really a vetted talent ecosystem. And what I mean by that is we're creating a hub where anybody can get verified, they can be able to find opportunities, and they can get matched with them. So, what that means is that if you're looking for investment opportunities, connections, jobs, airdrops, bounties, testnets, giveaways, freelancing work, advisory opportunities, events, even I forgot to be able to mention that before. James is being able to create that, partnership opportunities. What we do is we aggregate all of that from our partners as well as some of the top sources as we become that in the space, and we give it to you guys in one spot, super convenient for you. And so all you do is you create a profile on our AI Discord bot. You let us know what's most important to you. We cut out everything else, and right to your DMs, we could be able to send that information to you. And so, really, what we're trying to be able to do with it and what do we offer is a way to connect, collaborate, and be able to make a difference in Web3 and the world at large.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. The next question is from Cinder, CY Inder. I'm going to pronounce it Cinder. Some people are looking to become freelancers, especially undergraduates, undergraduate college students, but they worry they don't have enough skills to get hired. Brass Energy, is there any way to help them?
Yeah, so we touched on that a minute ago, but the idea would be that we do have an academy where we will be rolling out different types of courses. We already have the community management course. And the reason why we started with that was not only because of James's experience being able to train community managers, but because of all the data that we gathered in the bot. The single most in demand position at the time was moderators and community managers, and really good ones. And so we've started there, but we will be creating other courses with regards to development, business dev, marketing, all good. But the idea is that we also want to take information from you guys. So when we go through and we have these different types of Twitter spaces and AMAs, if you guys are like, hey, I really want to learn more about trading, for example, if we don't have a course, maybe through our partners, we're connected and we can be able to show you this person or this uh, opportunity is a great way to be able to learn and then try and be able to get discounts on it, whether it's a paid option or be able to dip your toe in it and have them deliver a training course for us, for example. So the answer is yes, we absolutely will have ways to be able to up level to be able to get hired as well as get promotions once you already have a job? Great question.
Last question that we're going to be answering here. We're going to be going over to Discord immediately after this, guys, to do the wheel. While that's spinning, there's no reason we can't answer more questions, the rest of the questions on Discord. But the last question we're going to ask here is from basically, I can't find it anymore. Didn't copy and paste it into our chat. But basically, it asks, how do we get on the whitelist? Which I could kind of go over for everyone here really quick. It's very simple, or the allow list. We call it the allow list, by the way. But how you get on it is you go onto our Discord server. Um, you go through the onboarding process. It's a really, really straightforward process, just like any kind of onboarding process um, on any Discord server. You click on the kind of go to next step, go to next step. You choose which interests you have, which job interests you have. Uh, you agree to our rules. And then once you do that, you'll be given the ability to chat with our bot. Once you chat with the bot, all you have to do is put in your Solana wallet address, and there you go. You're on the allow list. Pretty simple. Probably takes about 2.5 minutes. Just go through the onboarding process, chat with the bot, and give them the Solana address, and you're good to go. All right. So thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and jump over to the Discord server. Mark, if you can drop the Discord link into the Twitter, that would be fantastic. Just drop it right there in the post the replies. If you don't already have it, guys, Mark's about to drop it from the Brass Energy account. And then come over there. We're going to spin for the winner. And yeah, thank you all for being here so much. Thank you all very, very much. We'll see you over on the Discord in about 1 minute. Thank you, guys.